Picture this. You're 52 years old, sitting in your kitchen at 2 in the morning. Can't sleep again. The house is quiet. Your wife's upstairs, separate bedrooms now. Better for her back, she says. Your kids are grown. Barely call. You did everything right. You went to therapy in the 90s, when other men laughed at it. You read the books. Men Are From Mars, Iron John. You joined a men's group. You learned to communicate your feelings. You became the sensitive man they told you women wanted. And here you are, alone in your own house. Let me tell you what, nobody else will, brother. You were lied to. Not by accident. Systematically. Deliberately. You were the test generation, the social experiment. Gen X men were told to abandon everything their fathers taught them about masculinity. And you listened. The boomers raised you to reject stoicism. Don't be like your cold, distant father, they said. The culture promised you that sensitivity equals strength, that vulnerability attracts women, that emotional availability leads to respect. You believed it, you internalized it, you became it. And now, the women who demanded sensitive men divorced you for not being man enough. The companies that wanted team players promoted the aggressive guy who never went to HR seminars. Your emotional openness weaponized against you in court. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. You weren't evolving. You were being neutered. Your brain is approximately 50,000 years old, my friend. Your limbic system, the part that drives attraction, competition, survival, hasn't changed since your ancestors hunted mammoth. But 30 years ago, society decided biology was negotiable. They told you sexual dimorphism was a social construct, that male and female brains were identical, that attraction was about personality and emotional connection.
All lies.
Female mate selection evolved over millennia to prioritize resource acquisition, protection, and genetic fitness. This isn't opinion, it's evolutionary biology. Women are biologically hardwired to test for these traits, even when they consciously believe they want something else. This is why the same woman who says she wants a sensitive, emotionally available partner loses attraction when you actually provide it. Her stated preferences and her revealed preferences are at war. Her neocortex says one thing. Her dopamine system responds to another. You see it everywhere. The friend who tells you she wants a nice guy, then dates the aggressive entrepreneur. The wife who demands you share your feelings, then loses respect when you cry. The culture that celebrates male vulnerability, then mocks men who display it. This isn't hypocrisy. It's biology versus ideology. And biology always wins. The oxytocin and vasopressin systems that regulate bonding function fundamentally differently in male and female brains. Male emotional stoicism wasn't toxic. It was functional. It enabled leadership under pressure, decision-making in crisis, protection without paralysis. They took your evolutionary programming and pathologized it, then wondered why you stopped functioning correctly. Let me explain the psychological trap you're living in. It's called cognitive dissonance. You were told X would produce Y. You did X. You got Z instead. Your brain can't reconcile this, so it defaults to one conclusion. Something's wrong with you. But nothing's wrong with you, brother. The map is wrong. Here's how the mechanism works. You try sensitivity. You open up. You share your fears, your insecurities, your emotions. And you watch the light in her eyes dim. Not immediately. That's what makes it insidious. Slowly. Over months, years. The dead bedroom starts. I'm just tired. The respect erodes. Why can't you just handle it? The contempt creeps in. You're being too sensitive, so you think you're doing it wrong. You double down. More therapy. More communication. More vulnerability. Worse results. This creates learned helplessness, a term from behavioral psychology. When effort produces no reward, the brain stops trying. Dopamine, your motivation neurotransmitter, depletes. You develop what clinicians call anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure, to feel anything. Add this to declining testosterone levels, down 30% across Gen X compared to previous generations. and chronic cortisol elevation from identity uncertainty, and you've got the perfect storm. You're not depressed because you're weak. You're depressed because you're living in biological conflict with your hardwiring. Meanwhile, identity fragmentation destroys what's left. You're not a traditional man. You rejected that, but you're not accepted as a new man either. The culture moved past you to millennials and Gen Z. You're stuck in between, belonging nowhere. In relationships, you opened up completely, told her everything. Your childhood wounds, your work anxieties, your fears about aging. She said she wanted this, but the sex stopped. She says she wants vulnerability, but loses attraction when you provide it. Emotional support flows one direction, toward her. When you need it, you're being too needy. Case study: Mike, 51, married 23 years, went to couples therapy, did the work, shared his feelings about his father's death. 3 months later, she filed, took the house, the kids, half his pension. In the divorce, his vulnerability became evidence of instability. At work, you're the team player, the mentor, the guy who puts in the hours without complaint. And you watch 28-year-olds with half your experience get promoted. Why? They're aggressive, confident. They don't apologize for taking up space. Case study: Tom, 54, 30 years at the same company. Trained every new manager, never made VP. The feedback? Not leadership material. Translation: too nice, too collaborative, too safe. In yourself. Low-grade depression. You can't explain, feeling like a ghost in your own life. Porn addiction you hide. Video games as escape. Dad bod, you've accepted because fighting it feels pointless. Cynicism about everything. Marriage, career, society, meaning. If you're doing everything right and still losing, you're not broken. The playbook you were given is fraudulent. This didn't happen by accident. Second wave feminism needed to break traditional masculinity to advance. Understandable, they were fighting real oppression. But you became collateral damage. They didn't just want equality. They wanted to remake men entirely. Corporate culture wanted compliant workers. Non-threatening, manageable, men who wouldn't challenge authority or demand more. Sensitivity training wasn't about respect. It was about control. Big Pharma profited spectacularly. 30 million American men on antidepressants. $70 billion industry. Your confusion became their revenue stream. The media sold it perfectly. Every sitcom dad, a doofus. Every romantic lead, sensitive, non-threatening, essentially neutered. They made traditional masculinity synonymous with stupidity or violence. Made you ashamed of your own nature. They destroyed male spaces. Sports became toxic. Men's clubs became discrimination. Male-dominated professions became targets for forced diversity. Not because these spaces were harmful, because they allowed men to be men without apology or supervision. They eliminated the father's authority in families. Made him optional, replaceable. Courts presumed maternal custody. Schools pathologized boyhood as disorder. A generation of boys raised to believe masculinity itself was the problem. And Gen X men, you were the bridge. Too old to be woke. Too young to be traditional. Caught between frameworks with no tribal belonging. They needed you confused. Confused men don't compete. They consume. They comply. They're controllable. Every Gen X man I know has had his breaking point. The divorce that takes everything. The layoff after decades of loyalty. The moment your kid looks at you with something like pity. The morning you can't get out of bed and don't know why. Midlife crisis isn't about sports cars, brother. It's about realizing you've been living someone else's script. And the person you've become is unrecognizable. Gen X male suicide rates tell the story. Highest of any generation. Nobody talks about it. No movements. No awareness campaigns. Just silent. The dark night looks like this. Substance abuse to numb the quiet desperation. Rage with nowhere to go, turned inward as depression. or outward is destruction. Complete withdrawal from everything. The checked out dad, the quiet quitter, the man who stopped trying. You're too old to start over, too tired to fight, too confused about what fighting even means anymore. You watch younger men with envy or contempt. The red pill guys seem angry, but at least they have answers. The traditional men seem ignorant, but at least they're confident. You're neither. You're the warning they didn't listen to. Here's what nobody will tell you. Nobody's coming to save you. No movement, no recognition, no apology from the culture that broke you. You're on your own. You can't get those years back. The sensitivity you developed won't be valued. Your pain doesn't matter to the culture that created it. You're invisible, too old to be dangerous, too young to be wise. Wrong generation for sympathy. The men who ignored the message? Many did better. The assholes got the promotions. The women, the respect. Not because women or employers are broken. Because the game you were taught to play didn't exist. This is the truth that burns. You weren't wrong. The map was. But here's the other truth, the one that matters. Bitterness is earned, but it's also a choice. You were lied to, but you're still here, breathing, capable, conscious, and that means something. Stop waiting for validation from the system that broke you, my friend. Reclaim your body. Lift, train, fight the decline, not because it matters to anyone else, because it matters to you. Physical strength rebuilds mental strength. Testosterone follows action. Read philosophy, not self-help. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, men who understood that you can't control what's done to you, only how you respond. Find your tribe. Other Gen X men who've woken up. Not therapy circles, not support groups. Men building in silence. Build something. Side business. New skill. Something outside the corporate ladder that broke its promise. Create value that's yours. If you're married, lead or leave. If she can't respect you after you reclaim yourself, free her to find what she really wants. If you're single, date with eyes open or stay alone with dignity. Both are better than pretending. Outcome independence. Stop seeking external validation. You're not performing for anyone anymore. Gen X men were the sacrifice generation, the experiment. But sacrifice doesn't mean surrender. You know what doesn't work now. Find what does, for you. They promised you a new kind of manhood. They delivered confusion, divorce courts, and antidepressants. But here's what they didn't count on, brother. Gen X invented cynicism. You've seen through bullshit before. You'll survive this too. Not by complaining. Not by demanding the culture change, but by quietly building the life you should have had, starting today.
Wake up.